Here is just a general video on the back end of the Make Ready ARM system. So when you first create a site and log in, you're going to first get, you'll be presented with a screen that looks like this. This is just some very high-level stuff. You can, if you have Google Analytics, connect it to here to get some of your stats right on the dashboard. This is just a demo site we use, so there's no order data on here, but you would be able to see your sales, orders, popular items right here on the overview. You can go over to the dashboard tab. You'll get a little bit more info. Really nothing to be concerned about there. The content tab is where you could find anything from posts, media, pages, anything on your site. Normally we go to a specific thing to find it. So if we want to see our pages on our site, click here, go to all pages. We can see the pages. And there'll be another video on how to edit these. If we want to see comments, comments can include reviews as well. We can click on the comments tab. Admin pages you can ignore. Projects, some people who are doing things like Cerakoting and want a place to highlight different projects they've done, you can add projects in here. And then for those of you that are drop shipping, there is an FFL dealers tab where you can see all of the FFL dealers that are imported to your site. We pull this list from the ATF, and right now there's 81,000 dealers in here that will display on your site. WooCommerce, this is just general WooCommerce info. There's WooCommerce Home. This just gives a very high-level overview of stats. Couple tips for starting, not a whole lot there. Orders tab is probably where you're going to be spending most of your time. On the orders tab, you'll be able to see what orders there are. And from here, you could click on it and actually view the details. Wishlist, if you're using the Wishlist plugin for customers to be able to add wishlist, you can do that there. Customers, see a list of your customers. There's the coupons tab. We'll have a whole video on working with coupons later, but that's where you would find all that info. Reports, if you want to run a report on sales, you can filter it by date, sales by product, category, coupons. You can do all kinds of reports this way. There's general WooCommerce settings, which there's going to be a whole video, or really like 3 videos on settings, so we'll just skip that one for now. Status and extensions you can ignore, and invoices, if you want to customize your invoices, that's where you would do so. Products tab, we'll go here to all products. We can see products in here, and we can also add new products. Again, going to be another video on that. This is just an overview of everything. We can see our categories, tags, and attributes. That'll all be in the products video. General analytics will give you some more reporting details. Marketing, this is where coupons will be mainly from now. I believe we're removing it from the actual WooCommerce tab and just putting it under marketing. So that's where you can find it normally. Appearance, the kind of 3 areas you're going to look at here are going to be customize. This pulls up some customization options that we'll go over later. The widgets, this is where things like sidebar filters and like on your shop page, if you want to have filter by caliber, that's where we'll do that. And then menus, this is how you edit the menus in the header. Plugins, nothing really you're going to be doing there. If you do request a plugin be added, we'll normally add it. You'll see it underneath the plugin screen, then you click activate there. Users, you can find all the users of your site here and add new. Tools, import and export really are not going to be ones you're using ever. It just is for like order data and stuff. It doesn't actually like export your whole site. Site health, we only use that internally when we're debugging. If you are doing business in Europe and you have to follow some certain reporting requirements and use privacy requirements, there is ways to completely erase personal data of users on your website. There's a button for that. Settings. You have a general settings tab. This is where you're going to go and actually put your site title and tagline, that when you're on the home page of your website, show up in the address bar up top. That's where that's changed. Don't there's really no reason to ever change this. We change it for you automatically when you change your domain, and if you just go change that randomly and you change it to something that doesn't actually exist or isn't pointed properly, it's probably going to break your site. You'll put your own email address in here. Normally this is already filled in when you sign up, but if you need to change that for any reason, normally this is like where things like order emails or site emails will go automatically. You'll do that there. You can set it so anyone can register for the website. Normally they're going to do that when they are like on the account page or place an order. You can have options for that. What role we want to give them by default, always choose subscriber here. If, like, for example, you gave everyone administrator, they would be able to, every person that placed an order would be able to completely edit your site, so we don't want that. You'll change your time zone here. The format of dates here, this is just how it shows. Some people like different formats, and same with the time format. I always like PM being capitalized. Weekday starts on Monday. Again, some people like it to start on Sunday, so that's where you'll change that at. Writing, reading, discussion, not a whole lot there. Same with media. Permalinks, this is how links are kind of structured on your website. So if you do something like write a blog post, do you want it to be structured, your URL to look like show the year, the month, the date, and the name of it? Do you want it to just be the ID number? Normally I just like it to be my site's name and then the name of the blog. Leave it like that. None of these we really want to change around that much. There's some custom reasons that some people like to do that, but for most people we're just never going to touch those. Over here, privacy, don't need to touch that. FFL by, that is just the that's just some settings for the FFL that you normally would never be changing. We can go into our theme options here. This is where we'll upload our logo. You click upload, take your logo from your desktop, upload it there. Couple basic settings here. Ones you're going to be changing most likely are going to be things like number of products displayed on WooCommerce archive pages. So on your shop page, by default it shows 9. If we want it to show 12 products, change that to 12. If we want a back to top button, so in the corner of here there can be a little button that'll scroll back to the top if we want. We can have that if we want. Really, again, not a huge need. If you ever have to add some custom styling, this is where you'll do that, CSS. Going back here, we have a Divi theme builder. This is where you're going to edit your header and footer. So we'll do this in another video, but you just click that pencil icon. That'll allow you to edit the header and footer that kind of show globally. I also have the theme customizer, which is the same thing as the customize under the appearance tab. This is where you can go, and some of the settings like site title and tagline you can change here instead of changing elsewhere. If you want to make your change your button styling, so the buttons across your website, you want to edit them all at once, you can do that. Most of these are things we're changing elsewhere, but there is one tab that you can actually see that all at once. Role editor, let's say that you have a someone who's like a shop manager for you, and you want them to be able to change some things on your site. You control exactly what permissions they have. So if we want them to be able to edit the text on our page but not actually add any new sections, we can turn that off, but they'll still be able to edit. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of settings in here that you can toggle if you really want to go in depth with it. Divi Library and Support Center, you can ignore those are Divi specific things, which is the theme kind of framework we use. But again, if you ever have any questions or issues with it, reach out to our support, not Divi support. Alright, so this is just a high level overview. You're going to get more info as you kind of go through videos. I think we've got 9 or 10 planned. Watch the videos. After you get through them, reach out to us if you have any further questions. Thanks, everyone.